Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lucore Automotive. Today we're doing something that's kind of a core part of the business, but not something we usually show you folks. Today we're doing a vehicle inspection. This is kind of a pre-purchase, except for it's a post-purchase inspection. Our good friend Phil Wilhelmy happens to just picked up a 2016 John Cooper Works Edition Mini Cooper. 28,000 original miles on this guy. It is in pretty dang good shape. We just took it for a little rip around the block and it is nice. We want to make sure that everything is good to go. This is a Carvana purchase car, so this is going to be kind of a let's go over what they just went over kind of thing and see just what we find. If you guys are interested, stay tuned. Should be pretty cool. Now, typically when you're buying a used car, you're at the dealership. You can see the vehicle, you can kick the tires, you can look under it, see if it's got leaks, you can check and make sure it doesn't have any scratches, dings, dents, repaints, all those kinds of things that you can typically see when you're actually shopping for a used car. Now, the problem is when you're buying things online, you can't really do that. This particular car came from halfway across the country when Phil purchased it online from Carvana. So what we're actually looking to do here is we're going to be doing, as I said, an inspection on it. So we're going to kind of do a nose to tail, up and down kind of inspection, make sure that everything is good to go, that it's in the kind of state that it was stated that it was. Make sure there's no glaring problems or unknown situations that could affect the value of the vehicle, because he does have a short period of time where he can send this car back if he's not happy with it. And knowing Phil, he's probably going to be able to enjoy this car quite a bit, so we want to make sure this thing is actually truly top-notch before we sign off on it and say it's good to go. Because I think as soon as we say that, he's going to start tearing it apart and we're going to be modifying it. So let's talk a little bit about what this car actually is, and then we'll get into the inspection. So you've seen Phil before. We did our Fat Guys beer, booze, barbecue, and blues trip recently. We've done the 2500 together. Phil and I have known each other for a long, long time. And you had kind of the little brother of this car previously.
Yes, exactly. So originally had a 2015 base Mini Cooper hardtop with a 3-cylinder turbo BMW B38 motor. Made about 136 horsepower from the factory. So
it was a spirited.
It was a spirited car, but
yeah.
you know, this is definitely, you know, its big brother. Yeah. So this is in the highest trim you were able to get this Cooper in. Lower compression motor, all the boost they want to make out of the factory, big brakes, dynamic suspension. So it is an entirely different beast. Makes about 228 horsepower of the tires out of the factory, so
at least
it's a change. At least for now. That may change. We will see.
So you're looking at the car itself. Obviously, you're going to want to go around the entire vehicle, and you're going to want to inspect the outside things first. What originally I think we noticed this with this paint job is there's a little scratch that's right here on the hood. The nice thing is somebody in the past has actually put PPF on this, so it's a paint protection film, clear plastic hard stuff that actually protects the paint, so that when it takes a ding or a scratch, instead of it actually hitting the paint, it hits the PPF. Then you can just take the PPF back off, put new PPF back on, and life is good. So yeah, first problem, not a problem. What are you concerned with this car about anything at all?
You know what, the only thing I think I'm concerned about is going to be with the motor itself, because it's got 28,000 miles on it, which is relatively low for a 6-year-old car, except for the fact that we don't know how it was treated. Right. Supposedly only had 1 or maybe 2 original owners, so we're just going to try to see, to the best of our ability, how healthy the motor is. It feels great, and if it is, then I think we're happy. As far as transmission, clutch, suspension, brakes, everything else feels great, so that's really the big point of concern.
Well, visually, it's got a stick in it. Send it back.
That could be a West Coast stick. That actually could be against federal law. I don't know exactly where you brought that lumber from, sir, but it came across state lines.
Send it back.
Yeah.
It's a twig. I mean, it's super clean, but it is a low mileage car. And they do probably detail these things a little bit before they ship them out to you. So from the initial drive, I will say this thing seems pretty peppy.
Yeah,
It's
great.
got
Real happy with it so far.
All right, let's dig in the inspection. Get Richard.
28.9, I think, after I've driven it around town.
Okay, so it needs an air filter and a cabin air filter.
That's fine.
It's due for them. Have they been done? Do you know?
We'll have a cold air intake here very shortly.
Oh, well.
And it'll become a moot point.
Then it's getting a new air filter. Right?
It's getting a new air filter. He bought a very expensive air filter. It was about $1,000.
Yikes.
Like somebody has ran over a.
Well, they hooned the tires off the car before the end of last year because the tires are from 21.
Yeah, exactly.
You can see she's eating a little bit there with that
Oh yeah.
front splitter.
Oh yeah. Somebody had a heck of a lot of fun.
I don't see any structural damage.
No, I will think that what I will be doing is taking some pictures here of the front end and sending them to Carvana and seeing if they'll cut me some slack here. Because this was not disclosed. Look at this. There's supposed to be an entire cover here that's missing.
Well, there's either a plastic shield or
Yeah.
a support that's up inside here that's supposed to hook to. That's broke where the
Yep.
retainer's supposed to be. It's split over here too, so I mean, if you're going to be nitpicky, it's a $30,000 car, so
Right?
I would be.
Yep.
I mean, the tires have been replaced as a match set. They're about a year old, so you're in pretty good shape there.
I said according to Carfax, there's no recorded, accidents.
So I'll clean up the jacks, put down the wheels, and then look it over from there. I mean, it's pretty low miles, so I mean, even though it's out of warranty,
Right.
there's no signs of any oil leaks or it's AC water. It does have some oil leakage. Although that's probably just from the oil filter changes. I think the front brake pad is done.
They need done?
They need done.
Yeah, I figured that yesterday when I looked at them.
Yeah, they're almost to the. Looks like the rears have already been done.
Really?
Somebody's been park brake sliding it.
Yeah. Nice.
Hey, Austin.
Yeah,
Got a second?
I got 3 probably. That's a fuel tank shroud.
There's another one here where it broke.
Yep. You can see a little bit of scuffing here where it went over something.
Why do I feel like we're missing a shroud here?
You can see how that's not straight at all. Typically speaking, when there's cut felt, that's usually going to be straight. You can see on this side where it's got tabs that are inside there that lock this under chin to the actual front diffuser. And on this side, those tabs are broken off. You could actually feel right here where they're supposed to be, but they're no longer here. And this one you can also see has been ripped out of here. There's some bumper piece there.
Oil looks pretty fresh. Hands are pretty dirty.
Oil is extremely fresh because it's only got like 75 miles on it.
But we want the right oil in it. I don't know what the hell Carvana put in it, but I don't trust it.
Yeah. Interior wise, this thing's actually excellent. It's super clean. It's got the John Cooper Works seats. Everything's nice and clean. No stains, no rips, no tears, no burn marks, no nothing. It's got the heads-up display. It's still even got the plastic covering on the sills. It's in solid, real solid shape. Now clearly we have found some possibly concerning things as far as cosmetically speaking. There's also, like, I've shown you a lot of those, but there's like a nick right here on top of the mirror. There's another spot that's possibly maybe a repair on the door, maybe not, we're not sure. Hard to say. Physically, mechanically speaking, the car is in excellent shape. Oil looks clean, brakes are pretty good. Probably gonna end up putting a little bit more aggressive brake pad on this thing in the first place, but otherwise it's in good shape. It has had a set of tires already put on it, so somebody did enjoy it for the first 28,000 miles of its life. These are kind of a no-name brand of tires. We've never done these guys before. Doing a little bit of quick Google searching, apparently they're a brand out of China that has, their big thing is the fact that they're cheap, but they're actually not terribly bad tires, apparently, according to what we can see online. Now, Saloon Tires is the name of the tire. They do actually handle pretty well. We took this thing through a little bit of twisties and a little roundy round before we got on camera, and it's pretty solid, to be honest with you. This thing handles pretty well. The original Mini that Phil had was just a base model Mini and had quite a few upgrades done to it. Well, not really quite a few. It just had been lowered and wheels and tires on it. And that thing handled like it was on rails. This does very, very well for a 300 and what I'd say, like 320, 360 tread wear tire. So we'll see how those hold up. Again, there are some concerns. There's things that are broken. It's either somebody's either parked this thing by sound more than a few times, or they've driven over something. They maybe took it off road once, and it took out some stuff that's underneath there. So time to talk to Carvana and see what's what, because he did pay a premium for this thing. He paid $2,000 essentially over market value. So pristine money, and the car is, I don't know, would you say pristine?
When you really get into it, I would say it's probably a solid B as far as cosmetically. Yeah. Mechanically, A minus.
Okay.
But,
fair enough.
Yeah. Car B, solid B. Yeah. Nobody would have kept us on a dealer lot and asked premium money for it. So we'll find out what the story is, and we're gonna run all the damage by them, and we'll report back with what they say.
So we're gonna actually cut this video here, and he's gonna talk to Carvana tomorrow, and then we will update you guys and let you know what they say. So otherwise, inspection went pretty good. Mechanically, it's all there. Everything's good to go. So yippee skippy. The next thing you're gonna see is whether or not Phil chooses to keep this thing, because he has 7 days and 400 miles to say yay or nay, and or what Carvana says as far as covering the damages and blemishes and that kind of thing. So you'll see that right now. Well, now is now. It's been a couple of days since we filmed that little episode with doing the actual inspection, and Phil has had a chance to talk to Carvana, and happy to report it actually went really well. They do come with a warranty from Carvana when you purchase the vehicle from them, that covers things kind of in the idea of this. So non-mechanical repairs and that kind of thing, it covers it. He took it to Fine Line Auto Body, and they did an inspection of the vehicle and looked over everything that needed to be done, and submitted a quote to Carvana. Ended up being just shy of $1,400, and for a $0 deductible, Carvana's going to cover it. So they're going to pull the front bumper, they're going to repaint the front bumper, they're going to replace that that felt piece that's underneath the front end there, and cover up a couple of other little things. But it's non-mechanical stuff. It's all blemish, cosmetic stuff that they're going to be repairing. But they agreed to it. Now, they weren't 100% real excited about doing it. It did sound kind of like that they wanted to, you could return the car if you're not happy with it, so that they could then kind of pass that along to somebody else who maybe would be a little bit less picky about it. But Phil likes the car. Phil's going to enjoy the car. Carvana did step up, and they're going to replace and repair all of the things that need to be repaired, the shield and the fuel tank and all that kind of fun stuff too. So all in all, pretty solid experience from Carvana. Got to be honest with you. You really never know when you're going to buy something online. As somebody who's bought a whole bunch of things online, you really never know what you're going to find until you get there. And that actually ended up being a pretty good purchase. They stood behind their vehicle, and they're going to cover basically everything that we needed to, that we were worried about. So all in all, so far with our first experience with a Carvana car like that, pretty happy. So take it for what it is. Not saying that it's the end all be all of reviews, or that it's a not a one-off case. But Phil submitted photos and everything, and everybody seemed cool on the phone, and hey, good end of the story. Yippee skippy. Anyway, that's where we're gonna end this one. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Not a real flashy thing. It's not a bunch of hot rods and muscle cars, but it is a key portion of what we do here at the shop, is maintaining normal cars and doing inspections and that kind of stuff for normal cars and normal people. So there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.